In January 2023, I get the crazy idea to load my motorcycle up with camping gear and drive into Mexico. With no real destination in mind except to travel the Baja Peninsula, I headed south on a journey that would take me over 600 miles into a foreign country before eventually turning around at the small town of San Ignacio about halfway down the peninsula. While the Baja is generally considered one of the safer areas of travel in Mexico, the U.S. Embassy still advises to reconsider travel to the region. The videos that you will see were shot during my 8 days of travel and will show all my experiences, the ins and outs of travel as I saw them on the Baja Peninsula, including the amazing scenery, the challenges that I faced, and eventually why I decided the experience overall just wasn't for me, and turned around and came home. You yourself may love it. Do your own research, make your own plans, travel your own journey. Thanks for joining me. In the last video, I crossed the land border from Arizona into Sonora, Mexico, where I went down to Rocky Point, got me some pesos, before driving west to spend my first night in Sonora, Mexico. What you're about to see is day 2, where I'll pick up at Campo La Salina and work my way into the Baja Peninsula. Well, good morning, everyone. Day 2 of the adventure is about to begin. Coming to you from here at Campo La Salina in Sonora, Mexico, where I spent last night. Wasn't too bad, but I do need to get up and get around and get my day started. It's a little after 7 o'clock, although it's still dark out. Sun doesn't really come up till almost 8 o'clock here right now in the winter. But we got a pretty good day ahead of us. Gonna head over to either San Felipe or Puertecitos. Hopefully on down to there is my goal. That's about 400 kilometers, 200 miles or so. Gonna hopefully go down there and camp on the beach. It's an area that's known for having thermal water. Thanks for joining me on day 2. Let's get started. Well, good morning again. You can see my 2 guard dogs are still here. They're actually quite friendly, but they were a bit of a nuisance last night when they decided to start barking about the time I wanted to go to bed. It's nice to see that motorcycle's still here. Not that I had any doubts it would be. In fact, I'm the only person even staying here right now. You can see the sun is starting to come up over the sand dunes behind us there. First priority this morning, make some tea. Unfortunately, I'm out of water. Even though I bought an extra liter of water on my way over here in Rocky Point yesterday, apparently between driving over here and last night I drank it all. So I've got some tap water, which of course you're not supposed to drink here. It does come out of a well though, just right over there. I don't know if you can see the well, but then it goes into a holding tank and then it's gravity fed. Of course I wouldn't just drink it. Boiling that for a minute here, just to ensure that it's good. It should be about there. And then can get us a cup of tea, get the morning started. Sorry, it's probably a little dark in here. There's no lighting. But yeah, should be a fun day. Be headed out, get packed up here, and maybe try to go see if we can drive down to the beach here. I didn't make it down to the beach actually yet, but if we don't make it down there right now, we'll definitely make it down there tonight at the next stop. So looking forward to having you along for the ride.
Adios, senor.
Adios.
Thank you, gracias. Yeah. Not sure if they realize it, but their wheel loader's a little on the soggy side there. Well, I wanted to bring you over here, give you a little look at some water. I found some. Not quite sure if this is I suppose this is flow or backup from the Gulf of California to see Cortez. But yeah, don't think I'm going to go any further. The road situation looks like it deteriorates pretty quickly here, and yeah, I don't want to have to fight this. So anyway, here is my first real up-close look with the Gulf of California, the Sea of Cortez. Let's head on over towards San Felipe at least. Hola.
¿Habla español?
No.
No.
Not much.
Ah, no mucho. Okay. Viene de Peñasco, Rocky Point.
Yeah.
Y va a Yuma, Los Ángeles, Arizona.
Portecitos?
San Felipe. No.
Yeah, past San Felipe. Yes. San
Okay.
Felipe. Hola.
Buenos días. ¿Cuánto?
Premium.
Full.
Full, yes, completo. You have to angle it down in there. There we go. Oop. Gracias. Sorry, my Spanish isn't. Quesadilla con carne.
Okay, 1, 2. Mitad. Dos.
Dos. And then tea. Gracias.
De nada.
The tea has a lemonade wing to it. It's all right, kind of sweet. I wasn't expecting that, and I hope it's made with good water. Let's try some of these chips and salsa, shall we? Gracias.
De nada.
Finished up lunch there at La India Bonita. Pretty good. It's 130 pesos for the 2 quesadillas, which came with beans. It was the equivalent of $6.50 US. Not bad. I mean, not dirt cheap, but yeah, not bad. It was very good. Right now, I am headed back to Telcel. My third attempt at sorting out this phone service thing. First of all, was definitely my mistake. I forgot the phone that I have right now is leased. Normally I just buy my phones, but the last one, they had a deal like it was free, but you had to have like 36 payments, but they credit your account anyway, but it's locked, of course. I had another phone with me that I used just to run my drone, and it should be unlocked because I've used it with a third-party carrier before, but it didn't work. Headed back to Telcel right now to see if we can sort this out. I'm here in Qualia on the eastern side of the Baja Peninsula at Telcel. I have successfully got a working Telcel SIM card in my phone. After a couple failed attempts, I was able to get on the Wi-Fi, and I had to VPN myself back to the US to get on the AT&T US website and get that all sorted out, but I've got this unlocked, and yeah, that makes me feel a little bit better. At least I have a phone that works, has some data on it. I'm not exactly sure what I bought. The guy was very nice, very patient with me. Obviously, he didn't speak English. We worked through Google Translate. I paid 550 Mexican pesos, which is roughly $30 US for whatever this is. But yeah, okay, good to go. We're gonna head on down. I think we're gonna end up in San Felipe for the night. It's quite a ways on down to Puertecitos, farther than I probably want to drive today, especially after spending time dealing with this, but it's working out well. We're gonna head on down there and check it out. Stick around. Turning onto Federal Route 5 here, the main north-south corridor on the east side of the peninsula. That car actually should have stopped for me. They had an Alto sign. That's pretty common. You just want to kind of be alert. People don't always yield like they're supposed to. Funny enough, Alto most directly translates to high or tall. It can also mean halt. A better choice of words would have been taupe or parada, but that's what they went with. So maybe somebody can explain that to me in the comments. Pulled over here for a quick stretch break. Sometimes it's a long ways between places you can stop. The baños, the bathrooms there, were available for a fee. Pretty socially acceptable, just to pull over and pee alongside the highway, which is what I typically do anyway, but I didn't need to use the bathroom here. So carrying on, coming up to a military checkpoint here, one of many throughout my trip in Mexico. I didn't film this one, but several more will make it into my videos. Generally, all they ever want to know is where you're coming from, where you're going, and rarely they may ask to search your vehicle. Well, it's time for a little update. I've been driving a while. I need to get off and stretch my legs and go water one of these lovely trees here. I'm about 27 miles, 17 kilometers north of San Felipe. It's about 113 or about 70 kilometers on down to Puertecitos. I was planning on maybe going to Puertecitos tonight. That was my initial plan this morning. I knew that might be a little far for me. Plan B is to stay in a hotel in San Felipe that I had located. I still haven't fully decided on which one I want to do. It's about an additional hour basically on down to Puertecitos. There's a campground there on the beach. It's supposedly maybe around 600 pesos a night, which is kind of expensive for camping. That's like $30. But it does include access to the hot springs on the beach there. The hotel room's not much more, supposedly maybe around 700 pesos. It's really going to come down to how I feel, if I feel like driving. I got time to get on down there. That's not an issue. Time is not the problem. It's my ass on the seat that's going to become a problem. You know, usually don't drive these long spurs like this. This is not my normal routine on a motorcycle. So it's kind of takes some getting used to. And also this thing probably fatigues you a little more Wind's not blowing right now, but I did buck a pretty good south wind for quite a while there. So anyway, just taking a little break, make it on into San Felipe and make a decision from there. Well, I've made it to San Felipe, 310 kilometers, approximately 200 miles from where I left this morning. It's about 3 o'clock here. Time for me to call it a day as far as driving goes anyway, I thought, at the Hotel Baja Adventure here. Let's see what 800 Mexican pesos, or approximately $44 gets you. Well, get you a room that has a shower. I was told the water was caliente. I asked because you want to ask. He said it was, and I let it run for a while. It did get fairly warm at least. It also gets you a toilet, your own toilet. Oh, didn't even bother to put the lid down. That wasn't me, by the way. Maybe that means they've cleaned it. Who knows? Supposedly it has air conditioning. 2 of them. I don't think I'll be needing that. Maybe one of them does heat, hopefully with any luck. You get a TV and a reminder to social distance in your hotel room. And electricity, I guess, too. That's a bonus. In all reality, it really does look fine. Do I think it's like necessarily a good value? No, not really. It's fine. But, I'm kind of discovering that this is not like a super cheap place to travel. I mean, like, you get the impression that you could come here and it's like really cheap. And you can definitely spend less sometimes, but you sometimes get less. But it's okay. I think it'll work. It does have a nice gated parking area, which is a real bonus. Well, I said I would make it to the beach today. We're gonna make it one way or the other. Got settled in to the Hotel Baja Oasis here. Gonna walk on down to the beach. It's like 8 blocks or so, half mile, I think. I think I've been to Telcel enough over the past couple days. Don't need to go there, but FedEx office if you need to ship some packages. Get a medical consultation up here, probably get you a Viagra prescription right there. The wedding and event planning place has bars on the windows. Pretty reassuring, isn't it? Need a deal on mops, you can get you some cleaning supplies. Looks like you can get 18.6 pesos for $1 here at San Felipe. That's definitely a little better than the 18.20 I got at Rocky Point, but really not that much difference. So I'll tell you the best thing you can do if your credit card doesn't charge you an international transaction fee is to use your credit card. My Capital One Visa card has no international transaction fee, and it looks like it's converting at about 19.2 pesos to $1. So really that's the best deal if you can card things. I guess it's still Christmas here in San Felipe. Just after the first year. This is January 5th actually right now. Doesn't feel like Christmas down here at all. Holy shit, look where that Jeep is. Is that Jeep gonna get out of there? Can you see the Jeep? They're trying to push the Jeep out with the motor. Yeah, they're getting their boat out. That's you'd think that'd be pretty soft. I don't know how this all works with the tides here, but lots of birds. What are those? Seagulls, I'm sure, out there. Pretty. Off in the distance, on Punta San Felipe, the rock that juts out into the water there, you can probably make out a lighthouse up on the top of it. I'm not sure if the lighthouse has a name itself, but there's also some sort of religious thing up there. I don't know if it's actually a church or just a monument maybe, but it'd be pretty silly of me to come all this way get down here to the ocean, or the Sea of Cortez, or the Gulf of California. I'm really not sure what the proper name is for this, but I better get out on the sand, right? Get my toes in the sand, enjoy some of this. It's a little unfortunate that there's trash on the beach, but honestly, there's less trash on the beach than I've seen on the side of the road on the way here. So, yeah, let's get down here though and dip our toes in the water, I suppose. A little stroll on the beach here, doing a little research. The rock the lighthouse and the church sits on, that's not Punta de San Felipe. Punta de San Felipe is the big rock back there, further away, with all the radio towers on it. The lighthouse just calls it Faro de San Felipe on the map, which just translates to the Lighthouse of San Felipe. The church has some sort of name I can't pronounce, ends in Guadalupe. But let's walk over there. There's some things about Mexico I love, and quite a few things, quite frankly, I don't like or don't really appeal to me. Like, we're headed up here to the lighthouse now. See this large building over here on the rock as well, though? That's just like abandoned and derelict. There are just so many derelict structures down here. You have to wonder why, or how do we get to that point? We're almost to the lighthouse. Doesn't look like anything too special. Just a white structure, unfortunately. Not painted anything particularly colorful, but I don't know what else to see. Might as well walk up here, have a look at it, enjoy the view over the water. First, let's have a nice look at this derelict building across the street and these derelict bathrooms, I guess, probably. Yeah, it's kind of a detractor for me, but I could go on, but let's not rag on it. Let's enjoy the views. We might walk up there to that church thing as well. It's got a little higher vantage point. Hola. Buenas tardes. Well, unfortunately, no ability to tour the lighthouse, but let's have a climb up the pink steps, see what's up there. Well, you'll be glad to know Jesus is safe and sound. With these heavy-duty bars and this padlock, nobody is gonna get to him. Well, I think that's about enough tourism for the day. Time to go find me some local cuisine. See if I can get explosive diarrhea. Haven't had that yet. Practically move-in ready. Just needs a little touch-ups and some trash picked up. One block off the waterfront here, just having a walk down through some of these businesses. It's pretty quiet right now. I suppose it's the off season here. Still a few stores open, some of them closing up. Hopefully we can find something to eat here. Trying for a midnight hookup. Forgot you were all out of Viagra. Never fear, 24-hour pharmacy. El Padrino Pizzeria Restaurant. Pizza or pasta or something sounds good. Quesadillas for lunch. Let's try something new. Gracias.
Gracias por gente.
My camera died before I got to tell you how fantastic the pizza was. I mean, I would expect it to be really for what it cost. It was 260 pesos, $15. So yeah, not cheap. Really probably too much for me though. I've got half of it left. I don't know what I'm going to do with it because I don't have a refrigerator, but I brought it home anyway. Maybe I'll eat a piece later. It's 6:15. It got dark before I got back to my hotel. The walk back went fine, I guess. When I got to the pizza place, though, from walking around down by the beach and up to the lighthouse, my backpack was all unzipped. And I definitely had it zipped when I was walking around. So some little hoodlum tried to rifle through my backpack. There was nothing in there to take. I was just carrying it around for the water. That's just one of those things. I suppose it could happen in a large American city too, but it's never happened to me until now. And I mean, luckily, all my anything that's valuable is in like a sort of a hidden pocket in my pants here. But yeah, they could have got it, whatever was in there, if there would have been something in there. So it's just, you know, things like that kind of give you a little uneasy feeling, but came away unscathed, I suppose, learned a lesson. That's going to do it for day 2. Thanks for joining me on this journey. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already so you don't miss the next video, where I'll be traveling a short distance, about 55 miles or 88 kilometers, on down to the village of Cortez, where we'll relax in some thermal water by the Sea of Cortez, camp on the beach, and have a local try to steal my undergarments while I ran to the store.